Combine the right tools for a powerful edit is our topic today on Luminar Coffee Break. Let's see what we can accomplish in 10 minutes or less, starting now. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Now, our topic today is going to be on how to use the right tools for the right image, and then, of course, order of operation. Do you remember the Luminar AI was our first parametric editor, much like Lightroom, where you can only use a tool one time, and that was it, and it didn't matter what the order of operation is. With Luminar Neo, since it's more powerful, we could use tools multiple times, but it's very important with orders of operation. So let me give you an example. I'm going to be teaching a workshop in New Jersey, in Vineland, New Jersey, on medieval workshop. These will be the images we'll be working with. So let's look at before and after. Here's the original. Here's after. Now, all of us photographers have a tendency of always trying to tell you excuses. This was shot in a workshop way back, I think like in, oh my God, over 12, 15 years ago. It wasn't, I didn't set it up right away. I just had the light real quick. I was walking out of my lesson. I saw this man here. I looked at him. Our eyes contacted. I quickly threw up a flash, an off-camera flash. We hit him with it. It's not lit perfect, but watch how we're going to fix this. So the first order is I have to enhance the image before I can start getting creative. So here's the original image again. Look at this. A lot of work that needs to be done to it. Here are the different edits I did, so I'm going to discard all of them. And let's go to develop. So the first thing I want to do is I'll let develop raw do its thing by just suggesting, look at that, just by suggesting some of the auto adjustments. Look how it brought back a lot of the details. Now I do want to take the black tones because of the background. I do want to make it a little richer. All right. I know I'm going to convert this to black and white, so I'm not too concerned about the color. But if I were, then I would come down to color, select the eyedropper tool, and watch this. I want to select a neutral gray. Right about, no, right about there. That's not too bad. And look what it did to the color. All right. So it helped out a little bit. Before, after. All right, I feel like I'm off to a good start. I do want to fix some of the shine. Remember, it was a hot environment. Well, you wouldn't remember. It was a hot environment. And again, this was shot quickly. So I do see some shine on him. So I'm going to come down to face and actually skin. And I want to do shine removal. And while I'm here, I am going to smooth up the skin just a bit because we're going to really, really enhance the skin. All right. So check again, before, after, good. I'm close to where I want to be. All right. Now what I'm going to do is this. I am going to come in, and you know, one of my favorite tools, of course, is the, right here. I'm sorry. My dramatic tool. Where is it? Creative, dramatic. Here we are. One of my favorite tools is a creative tool. I'm going to apply a generous amount, but here's where we're going to do something a little bit different. I do want to bring down the brightness a bit and the saturation just a touch, right about there. So I don't want it to go overboard. Like normally I would bring it way down like this for black and white, but I like that right about there. There we go. Look at this. Local contrast. All right. Before, after. Look how it's taken shape. All right. Now that I have that set, I'm going to come back to develop, and I want to bump up the shadows just a little bit. So I want to bring back some of the areas that I'm missing, but look at the highlights, especially in the beard. Ready? Look at this. So I brought the highlights way back down. And now it's slowly taking shape. So, and I'm going to keep checking. Before, after. All right, I like where it's heading. But you know what? I do want to take advantage of details. Now, structure, by the way, if I use structure, I'll go overboard. That's going to enhance, which does a great job. Look what it's doing for me. I'm bringing out the sword and the hammer and the skirt and, well, what do you want to call it? A kilt. What it's not doing, thankfully, it's not messing with the skin. All right. So that's the right tool for this job. Look at the difference. If I used details, this is the old way of doing it in Lightroom. Look at this. Look how it adds to the skin. It just does a horrible job with that. So I would have to come back and maybe do more medium. And the larger detail, I'm going to do a negative, making it softer. Look at the difference. So if I wanted the skin to be more aggressive, then I would use details. If I want to avoid the skin, then, remember, history, edit is history, then I'm going to use structure. All right, so here's structure. Look what structure is doing to everything, and it's not really affecting the skin that much. There we have it. So, and I'm going to just get rid of this one for now. All right, so we used, when we're dealing with people, we're going to use structure AI, so it avoids the skin. If I'm not dealing with people, if I want more attention to, let's say, the sword and things like that, then I'm going to use details a little more intense, like this, but I'm going to paint it in, because I don't want it anywhere except this area here. There we go. Look at that. Look how it's bringing out the detail. The sword. So now I'm getting to the point to where I'm picking tools for local adjustments. Down here looks good. Let's see if it makes a difference. Yeah. Look at that. Just that little extra. All right. Now, let me continue a little bit. From here, I do want the tones be a little bit richer. There we go. All right. So I have that set. Now, I am going to come down here once again to portrait. And now let's focus on the face. Look at that. So it's almost as if I actually photographed it the proper way, with a spotlight coming down on him and then fading with the rest. But again, when you're running and gunning, if you look at the eyes, you'll see what I mean. Look at this. You can tell right where my light source was. I wish I had a second light source underneath. So why don't we add that? So let's go back to face, eyes. Look at, now I'm adding it. So there I got the little extra light source. Let's see if this will help us. Yep, that gave us a little bit. Notice I took the same color of his face, of his eyes, and just enhanced it slightly. So look, before, after, and while I'm here also, we're going to remove the dark circles under the eyes, which in this case, there actually isn't. What I have is too much of the highlights. So let's see if I can get rid of that highlights again here with the shine removal. Okay, it's helping. But I may have to come down and use super contrast, because I'm not getting this area here like I want. Oh, look, look how that's bringing it in now. So the right tool for that job is to tone down the contrast a bit. Good, so that's looking pretty good. Now the overall color of the image. Let's bring down the saturation a bit. There we go. But bump up the vibrancy just a touch, because I want the vibrancy to affect these areas here. Look at that slight difference. Look how it's warming up the skin tones, and it's looking more natural. All right. Before, after, and of course, the finishing touch. Let's use vignette. And here's where I'm going to select the face. And I want to dial back. I want to focus on him. However, I want to add just a touch of inner light. Just a little bit. Watch what's going to happen. Here it is. Before, after. Look how it drew your eye to him, the subject. However, you can still see the sword. You can still see the hammer and so on. All right? So let's check this out. Ready? Here it is. Horrible shot. And now look what we're able to do. How we're able to use the right tool in the right order to bring back that image. This is what I envisioned. So let's look again. History. Think of edits as your history. What do we do? Well, right there, number one was that develop raw. That right there did most of the heavy lifting. Then we attacked the skin. Then we got creative with a dramatic tool. And in doing that, I lost some of the light. So we rebuilt the light. And then at the very, very end, after I got done rebuilding the light, I want to hide some of it again. So do you see how we chose the right tools to help us shape and mold the image? All right. So there we have it. Now, by the way, I am teaching this in a workshop at TNF Camera, and it's right here. All right, so this will be the workshop. Let's see if I have this for you. Okay, this is our Luminar, our Facebook group, our Luminar Neo Facebook group. Please join us if you're not part of it, and then you'll see this video plus a few others on there. And if you want to attend the workshop at TNF, there's a link. It's going to be happening in October, and I could have sworn I had. Oh, I do, right here. There we have it. I'm sorry. So there's the workshop, and you could check it out if you want to attend that. All right. Now, for everyone that's here, please stick around for the Ask Me Anything segment where you could ask questions about what we just did or ask any question whatsoever about photography. For everyone else, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you at the next coffee break.